Alright, so in this video I'm going to go over the pole vectors and how they apply to IK. Alright, so one last thing about inverse kinematics. The legs are currently in IK, and there's a place that as the knee is going to bend around, at a certain place the leg is going to kind of bend and flip around in an uncontrollable, unpredictable way. So now if I take this leg and go up forward, you'll see that it'll start to flip around the opposite way. It's nothing I'm doing on purpose. But there's going to be a location where your IK, just when it's trying to calculate the rotations, it'll just flip around. So what we do is we have pole vector constraints that we use to try and help visualize and control where this spot is. So you can see these extra controls that I have visible here. This is the pole vector constraint for the IK. So if you imagine a straight line going from the base of the IK, right in the hip there, all the way through the foot, which is the end of the IK, and when that line goes straight into the pole vector constraint, that's when we have the problem. I personally don't like animating the knees with this kind of pole vector control, because to get a simple knee twist, you have to animate translation X, Y, and Z. And so it's kind of a lot of channels when all you have to really do is go back to your foot and take a knee twist, and there you go, you got one channel. It's very common for rigs to have these pole vector constraints right out in front of where the character is, and that causes problems almost immediately. As soon as you do something like, a run, your character's trying to run and you're just flipping out like crazy. And that straight line that's running through that's causing it to flip, doesn't matter if you're aiming at it or if you're away, it just has to be a straight line. You can see it's flipping it behind him as well. So for his right leg, this is the preferred method that I like for positioning the pole vector constraint. So right now the pole vector is kind of off to the side at the hips, but way up high. So now when I take my leg and I go and have him start to run, he's not encountering this problem. And it would literally take me making the character do the splits for us to have this knee flipping problem. So we're not going to get around this situation entirely. It's always going to be something that is going to rear its head from time to time. I just think the thing to do is to arrange your pole vector constraints in a way that are just out of the way and you don't stumble onto them very often. And then when you do, you can just do a simple solution of moving it to the side and then animating it back into the place that you like it for the rest of the shot. Alright, so that'll be it for this video. I hope you have fun animating.